Hey everyone, and welcome to Real Talk English. This is where we help you understand real English by breaking down some of the most interesting topics out there.
No seeds! I need someone to explain this because these fruits don't make any sense.
Today, we're going to dive into a fantastic video from the channel Be Smart that asks this exact question.
The whole point of a fruit is to help a plant spread its seeds, right? Animals eat fruit, seeds get dropped, new plant grows, which grows more fruit, and the circle of life keeps going. But these...
And believe me, the answer is a wild story about genetic flukes, human cleverness, and a pretty big danger hiding in our grocery stores. All right, let's get right into it. The seedless fruit mystery. The whole point of a fruit, biologically speaking, is to carry and spread seeds for the plant. So a fruit with no seeds, that's like a car without an engine. It just shouldn't work. So what's the deal? Well, the video kicks off with this explanation. And it turns out the whole thing starts with, a mistake. It's not something humans invented, at least not at first. It's just a natural glitch in a plant's system. And that brings us to our first great expression, goes a little haywire. You'll hear this one a lot in everyday English. It's just a fun, informal way to say something's gone wrong or is acting all weird and unpredictable. Like when your computer starts freaking out, it's gone haywire. Okay, so nature makes these mistakes. But that doesn't explain why seedless grapes and watermelons are in every single grocery store. That's where we come in. Humans are really good at finding nature's little mistakes and, hacking them for our own benefit. And you will not believe how this all started. It wasn't in some high-tech lab. The video tells the story. It was totally by accident. Picture this. Some monks are just hanging out in their orange grove when they notice something really weird on just one single branch of one single tree. And that phrase right there, stumbled upon, is perfect. It's a super useful phrasal verb. It means you find something without even looking for it. It was a complete surprise. Yeah, those monks, they weren't on some quest for seedless oranges. They literally just stumbled upon them. So what was this weird branch? Well, it has a name. The official term is a bud sport. Now, don't let the name fool you. It's not an athletic event for plants. It's just what scientists call a random genetic change that pops up on just one little part of a plant. That one branch was a mutant. Okay, so this is where it gets really clever. You've got this one magic branch, but no seeds. So how do you get more of it? You clone it. They use this amazing technique called grafting. You literally just cut a small piece from that special branch and stick it onto the roots of a normal tree. And boom, the new tree that grows from that spot will only make seedless fruit. It's incredible. And because you're basically stitching two different plants together to make one new unnatural tree, the video has this awesome way of describing it. Now, Frankenstein's monster, you've probably heard this before. It's a classic metaphor. We use it to describe anything that's been created by piecing together a bunch of different unnatural parts. And it just fits so perfectly for this tree, right? It's one plant's top half literally fused onto another plant's bottom half. So this all sounds great. We get convenient, easy-to-eat fruit, awesome. But there's a catch, a big one. By creating these massive armies of plant clones that can't even reproduce on their own, we've walked ourselves right into a huge hidden trap. And the video has a perfect name for this exact kind of problem we've created. A maintenance trap. Think about it. It's any system that you build that needs you to constantly work on it to babysit it just to stop it from collapsing. And that is exactly what our seedless fruits are. If we humans stopped grafting them and taking care of them, they'd just vanish. Poof. Gone. And here's the really scary part. When your whole system is totally dependent on you constantly fixing it, what happens when a problem comes along that you can't fix? Well, the whole thing can come crashing down. I love this expression, fail spectacularly. It's so dramatic. It doesn't just mean to fail a little bit, it means to fail in the biggest, most epic way possible. Like a Hollywood movie explosion, a total, undeniable disaster. Now, you might be thinking, okay, this is interesting, but it sounds like a problem for way in the future. Well, it's not. The video brings up a perfect and kind of scary real-life example of this trap that's already happened, and it's happening again. Let's talk about the banana. So here's a crazy fact. Pretty much every single yellow banana you've ever eaten in your life is a clone. They are all genetically identical, which is great for consistency. They all taste the same. But it also means they all have the exact same weakness, which leads us to this fantastic idiom, Achilles' heel. This comes from an old Greek myth about a warrior, Achilles, who was invincible, except for one tiny spot on his heel. So when we say something has an Achilles heel, we mean it has one single critical weak point that could bring the whole thing down. And this is a true story. Back in the 1950s, the banana everyone ate was called the Gros Michel. People said it was way more delicious. But they were all clones, and a single fungus came along, their Achilles heel, and wiped them out, almost completely extinct. The banana we eat today, the Cavendish, was the replacement. But guess what? It's also a clone, and now a new disease is threatening it in the very same way. We didn't learn our lesson. Okay, wow, that was a lot. Let's take a second to recap the key ideas and all the great new English we picked up today. We learned some really useful stuff, right? Goes a little haywire for when things get weird, stumbled upon for those lucky discoveries, and then all those great terms for describing these big, complicated problems. Frankenstein's monster, the maintenance trap, fail spectacularly, and of course, the Achilles heel. Great additions to your vocabulary. And what's the big picture here? The main takeaway from the Be Smart video is pretty eye-opening. Our love for easy, convenient, seedless fruit has kind of backed us into a corner. We've built this food system that's incredibly fragile, and it only works because we're constantly propping it up. So the video leaves us with this powerful final thought. The real puzzle isn't how we got seedless fruit. The real mystery is, how are we going to keep them around? It's a huge challenge. Now that you've got all the key vocabulary and ideas down, I definitely recommend you go watch the original Be Smart video. It's a great way to test your listening skills. Thanks so much for watching Real Talk English. If you learned something new, hit that like button and subscribe for more explainers like this. See you next time.